So this is a demo of the looper in the Eventide Timefactor pedal. It's pretty much the only mode that I use with the time factor because of its really versatile features. So I'm going to show a little bit of what it can do. So to use a looper, you need to set the time factor in play mode. So right now I'm in bank mode. I'm switching between presets, and I've saved the looper mode into the first bank, and when I hold play, it's going to go into play mode, and it'll allow me to start sampling and setting parameters for looping. So first of all, we're going to take a look at the speed of recording. So there's 4 different speeds. One time preserving the audio quality of the incoming audio, and at one time you can get a maximum of 12 seconds of sampling time. 2 times, half of that 6 seconds, half time, 24 seconds, you're going to start to hear a little bit of a degradation in audio quality. And at quarter speed, you can get a maximum of 48 seconds, but it's going to have a little bit of lo-fi sound. Now, if you turn the knob counterclockwise, you can sample in negative speeds, which means that when you play back, the loop's going to play back in reverse. So I'm just going to set the sampling speed at 1 time. It's going to give me a maximum of 12 seconds. The other thing you want to set is how it's going to play back once you stop recording. So in P1 and in P loop mode, you're going to have to manually tap on this switch to either loop it. If you tap on it, it's going to play and it's going to loop, or it's going to tap and it's going to play once. Usually, I am in auto playback mode. Auto playback loop mode, which means I'm going to record something, and as soon as I hit the playback switch, it's going to start playing back right away. There's another one where you can activate recording, and as soon as you tap the switch, it's going to start playback in reverse right away. So I usually set it to loop mode. Other than that, you've got different ways of recording. You've got overdub mode. The 2 overdub modes in D, latch or punch in. So latch means you tap the switch once to record and tap it again to stop recording. Punch in means you hold the switch to record for the duration of the time you're holding the switch, and when you release, it's going to play back. Replace means that if you try to overdub, it's basically going to replace what you've recorded before. So sometimes I use that and to sort of chop up existing samples, and I'll demonstrate that. The other thing is a decay setting, which determines how much an existing loop, an existing recording is going to degrade as you start to overdub. So at about 50%, as you start to overdub, previous recordings will start to kind of diminish and degrade, and you're not going to hear them. At 100%, basically means you're in replace mode. So anything you record is going to completely replace the existing recording. You're not going to hear anything. So I'm going to put it down to 0, which means I can overdub and I can hear everything. I can layer, and the existing recording is going to be there. So that's some of the settings you'd want to determine before you start recording. And so I'm just going to start with a basic kind of synth arpeggio. Make sure I'm in 1 time. And I've got a foot switch that's connected here that's actually going to activate my recording. So sound's coming from a modular system, so a foot switch helps me sort of keep my hands free. So right now I'm just playing back the recorded sample. And first thing you can sort of play around with is the pitch shifting. So once you record, some of these knobs turn into different functions. So you can pitch shift a recording by different quantizations. by octaves. By octaves and fifths. Sevenths. And smooth, so without any kind of pitch quantization. And the range goes up to from 0 to 200, which is double the speed. Now the cool thing is when you turn the knob to the noon position, the speed goes down to 0 and you actually stop playing the recording. And what happens when you turn counterclockwise is that it starts to play in reverse. So that's one way of playing in reverse. The other way of playing a sample in reverse is to turn the mode into reverse direction so that when you tap the play knob, it plays in reverse. Tap it again, goes forward. Tap it again, goes backwards. So another thing that I like to use this for is these two knobs become your sample start and end time, and you can go down quite a bit. So right now my loop is about 4.4 seconds. Do pretty granular-ish, sort of like wavetable scanning effect here. But the start and end knobs also give me a good way to find interesting loops. So now I have this loop going, and I'm going to start overdubbing with other stuff, other sound sources. So I'm going to record over the full length of the sample. Going to stop the loop, so you can just stop it if you don't want to play it and kind of resume. To clear a loop, you double tap it. I'm not going to double tap it right now, but to clear it, you just tap it twice. So I'm going to have playback, and I'm just going to play around with some of the parameters. So there you go. Some of the really cool features of the Eventide Timefactor looper. One final thing is all of these parameters can be controlled via MIDI. So you can have a MIDI foot controller controlling any of these parameters, or another keyboard or MIDI controller controlling everything. And you can mix between the input sound source and the just a full sampled recording. I was just playing with, we were just playing back what's recorded. So yeah, and by double tapping, you clear the loop, and that's it.